Mrs. Dolly Levi, born Gallagher. Social introductions, ladies and gentlemen introduced under the most respectable of conditions, in an atmosphere of elegance and refinement. Object, matrimony. Young lady, I am sorry that I will not be able to offer you my lightning-fast service, as I have a previous engagement in Yonkers, New York, arranging for the second marriage of Horace Vandergelder, the well-known half-a-millionaire. Oh. My late husband, Ephraim Levi, always said that means he's worth at least $60,000 in cash. However, I will be able to arrange to have you carried over someone's threshold before the week is out. I might also mention that I am available for financial counseling, instruction in guitar and mandolin, and in short-distance hauling, and varicose veins reduced. Mention that I am something of an artist myself. I do those silhouettes with scissors and black paper. Oh, here is one right here of Anna Rehan looking the other way. I have to do them like that. I am not good with noses.
Mrs. Levi, the train for Yonkers leaves in 5 minutes and if we don't get there on time...
Oh, but we will get there on time. And not only will we get there on time, but Mr. Vandergelder will permit you to marry his niece Ermengarde. And not only that, he will dance at your wedding. I am on my way to Yonkers, New York today to arrange the second marriage for Mr. Vandergelder. What he really wants is someone steady to clean the house. Like my late husband, Ephraim Levi, always said, marriage is a bribe to make a housekeeper think she's the householder.
I know all about it, Mrs. Levi. Half of New York says he's going to propose to Miss Irene Malloy this very afternoon.
And that is why I'm on my way to Yonkers right now and can take on your case and kill 4 lovebirds with 1 stone, so to speak, or whatever it is I choose to use. Oh, my. I don't seem to have small change with which to buy my train ticket. All I have here is large bills, 5s and 7s.
I think I've got some change somewhere, Mrs. Levi. I only hope this isn't a wild goose chase.
Oh, speaking of poultry, I am also available for fresh eggs from Jersey, surgical corsets reboned, ears pierced, pierced ears replugged. Mr. Kemper, some people sew, some paint. I meddle. I have always been a woman who arranges things for the profit and the pleasure it derives. I have always been a woman who arranges things like furniture, daffodils, and lives. When a man with a timid tongue meets a girl with a diffident air, why should the tortured creatures meet around the bush when heaven knows Mother Nature always needs a little push? So I put my hand in here. I put my hand in there. When a girl who is 6'3" loves a man who comes up to her ear, surely it's obvious she'll never be seduced. So come my friend comes along and gives the guy a little boost. So I put my hand in here. I put my hand in there. I have always been a woman who arranges things. It's my duty to assist the Lord up above. I have always been a woman who arranges things like luncheon parties, poker games, and love. My plume at cosmetic art turned a front to a trump, lady fair. She had a countenance a little bit like fruit. Now today you would swear the Lord above a pipe of root. So I put my hand in here. I put my hand in there. Some poor chap gets sold a little. When I use my fist a little, some young bride gets kissed a little. Pressure with my thumb and matrimony comes. When I put my hand in there. Oh, Mr. Kemper, not to worry at all. We're going to get there on time. You just go on board, buy our tickets, order lunch, get a table by the window, and I'll join you on board. Ephraim, I'm going to get married again. I'm going to marry Horace Vandergelder for his money and send it out amongst the people like rain, like you taught me to do. Remember what you always said about money? Pardon the expression. It's like manure. It's not any good unless it's used helping young things grow. But Ephraim, I want a sign from you that you approve. And I want that sign today.
Mrs. Levi!
Oh, it's all right, Mr. Kemper. We'll get there on time. You'll marry Ermengarde. Just leave everything to me.
Ermengarde, how can I ever learn to play Yonkers, my Yonkers, with all that bellowing in my ears?
I can't help it, Uncle. I'm in love with Ambrose Kemper.
And I say you're too young to be in love with anybody.
I'm not too young. I'm 17 years old. In another year, I'll be an old maid. Oh.
Well, I forbid it. You dare to be an old maid, Ermengarde, and I'll cut you off without a cent. And don't cry in front of the store. Besides that, you won't marry anybody who can't support you.
Ambrose makes a good living. He's an artist.
A living, Ermengarde, is made when you sell something people need at least once a year. A good living is made when you produce something people need every day. But an artist, a painter, he produces nothing that nobody needs, never.
You can't stop me from marrying Ambrose. There's laws against it.
Laws? I'll tell you about laws. The laws was designed to catch criminals. It's men like me to prevent foolishness. Therefore, it will be me and not the law that will prevent you from marrying Ambrose Kemper.
But I can't help it, Uncle. I'm unhappy.
Weeping, what a waste of water. Well, you'll go to New York and shed your tears where they won't be noticed. Now, get upstairs and pack your trunk. And don't get any tears on the lock. I just had it oiled. Cornelius! Barnaby! Cornelius! Barnaby!
You stamped, Mr. Van de Gelder?
Yes, I stamped. I'm going to New York this afternoon on important business. Then I'm going to march in the 14th Street Parade. By the way, how old are you, Cornelius?
33.
33? That's a foolish age to be. I thought you was 40.
No, sir, Mr. Van de Gelder, 33.
Why, a man isn't worth anything until he's 40. We just pay him wages until then to make mistakes. Like I said, I'm going to New York. Might as well tell you now, when I get back, there's going to be some changes around here. You're going to have a mistress.
Well, I can't, Mr. Van de Gelder. I'm only 17.
Not you, idiot. Me. I'm getting married again. And in honor of that occasion, I'm going to promote you both. Cornelius, I'm promoting you to chief clerk.
What am I now, Mr. Van de Gelder?
You're an impertinent fool, that's what you are. I'm promoting you from impertinent fool to chief clerk. Barnaby, I'm promoting you from idiot apprentice to impertinent fool.
Well, thank you, Mr. Van de Gelder.
Any more questions?
Well, yes.
What?
Does
What?
the chief...
Spell it out!
Does the chief clerk get an evening off a week?
Oh, that's the way you thank me for your promotion, is it? No, sir. You'll attend to the store as usual. Now get back to work. Evenings off. You ask for any more evenings off, you'll have all your days off, too.
Yes, Mr. Van de Gelder.
And don't forget to put the lid on the sheep dip. Evenings off. Ermengarde wants to marry an artist. It's all foolishness. I'll tell you, 99% of the people in this world are fools, and the rest of us are in great danger of contamination. I was young once. That was foolish. I got married, and that was foolish. And I was poor. That was more foolish than anything else. Then my wife died. That was foolish of her. I became old. That was sensible of me. But I became rich, friendless, and mean. And in Yonkers, New York, that's about as far as a man can go. Now I know what you're wondering. Why would a man with so much good sense do something so foolish as get married again? Well, the answer is simple. This house without a woman would be pretty empty. And it would be pretty dirty, too. It takes a woman all powdered in pink to joyously clean out the drain in the sink. And it takes an angel with long golden lashes and beautiful fingers for dumping the ashes. Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. The the frail young maiden who's constantly there for washing and bluing and shoeing the mare. And it takes a female for setting the table and weaning the Guernsey and cleaning the stable.
Yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life.
And
So she'll work until infinity reaches for femininity. Rah, 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 F-E-M-I-T-Y.
but you guys get back to work. And in the winter, she'll shovel the ice and lovingly set out the traps for the mice. She's a joy and treasure, for practically speaking, to whom can you turn when the plumbing is leaking?
For that dainty woman, that fragile woman, that sweetheart, that mistress, that wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman
A husky woman.
to bring you the sweet things in life.
Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life. All right, that's the work. You better behave yourself, or I'll discharge you both.
Congratulations, congratulations, 1,000 congratulations.
What? What do you mean?
Congratulations, Mr. Vandergelder. All New York is buzzing with the news that you're practically engaged to Irene Malloy. Oh, the streets are lined with eligible young ladies prostrate with grief. Again, congratulations and sympathy.
Sympathy? What do you mean, sympathy?
Did I say that? Oh, a slip of the tongue. No, I couldn't be more delighted. After all, she wasn't easy to unload. Oh, by that I mean, with all the things that were said about how her first husband passed on, no, all those rumors, not a word of truth in it.
Rumors? What do you mean by
Oh,
rumors?
nothing to be upset about, Mr. Vandergelder. It's just that, you know, it happened so quickly. A few spoonfuls of, by all known facts, however, he passed quite naturally. But a few spoonfuls of her chowder that she made especially for him and...
You mean-
Oh, it could happen to anyone. It could happen to anyone. Just a word of advice, eat out.
Dolly Levi, you mean to tell me that Mrs. Malloy may have poisoned her first husband?
I mean to say nothing, just a friendly word of advice. Keep away from the chowder. Oh, you should see. She has ordered her bridal gown. It's beautiful. It's black.
Black? That's an unusual color for a wedding dress.
Well, yes, but be it as it may, congratulations, and may you rest in peace. I mean to say, may guardian angels watch over you, especially at dinner time.
Dolly, you arranged for me to meet Mrs. Malloy, and I intend calling on her this afternoon, rumors or no rumors.
Oh, very well, then. I'll just have to go back to New York and tell the other girl, the heiress, not to wait.
What'd you say? What was that?
A word, heiress.
Particulars. I demand particulars. Her name.
Money.
I like that name.
Ernestina Money. Yes, imagine, if you will, hair shiny as a newly minted dime, eyes as big and round as silver dollars, skin as soft and mossy as an old greenback.
I can feel her now.
Imagine, if you will, 19 years old, 102 pounds, waist 47.
Waist 47?
Oh, with her money belt on. I could arranged to have you meet her this very afternoon.
Well, no, I can't, Dolly. I've got to take my niece to New York this afternoon till she gets her mind off this stupid artist, Ambrose Kemper.
I can do that for you. I'm good at handling these things.
Then I'm going to march in the 14th Street Parade.
Oh, imagine the coincidence of it. Guess who will be riding on the main float? The spirit of 14th Street, Miss Money. Her mother was a cash, you know.
Well, you know, I could meet Mrs. Malloy. Miss Money, that is, this afternoon, but I'm still going to call on Mrs. Malloy as arranged.
Oh, what races you make me run. Very well. I will meet you, as usual, on the bench in front of Irene Malloy's hat shop at 2:30.
One more thing. Suppose I decide against Mrs. Malloy and I don't like Miss Money either.
Oh, well then, I have one more name on my list. A name I know as, well, as my own. But we won't get into that right now. We'll get into that soon enough. Oh, wait till you see her. Ernestina is a vision. She's a dream.
A beauty. Ernestina Money. On the float at the end of the parade?
Yes.
All right. Oh, yes, it takes a dainty woman, a sweetheart, a mistress, a wife. Oh, yes, it takes a woman, a fragile woman, to bring you the sweet things in life.
Oh, Mr. Hackle.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Levi.
How are you, Cornelius?
Very good, thank you.
I would like to give you boys a little tip. If you should ever, today or sooner, if you should ever find yourself in New York, on 17th Street, little hat shop, Malloy hat shop, two beautiful young ladies there, Irene Malloy, Minnie Fay. Just one thing, don't tell them I sent you.
Okay, thanks, Mrs. Levi.
You don't rat on me, I don't rat on you. Oh, you know, Ephraim, I think I'm going to have all these rooms done over with blue wallpaper. Yes, blue wallpaper. Oh, Ermengarde, Mr. Kemper, we have plans to make.
Gee, Barney, chief clerk chief clerk, and in 10 years, if I'm still doing a good job, I'll be promoted to chief clerk again. When am I going to begin to live?
You can live on holidays, Cornelius.
Did you forget what we did the last holiday? Spent the whole afternoon cleaning up those rotten tomato cans that exploded in the cellar. You call that living?
Well, no, not exactly, but I'm sure we can,
Barnaby, we're going to New York City.
You mean close the store?
Uh-huh.
Cornelius, we can't.
We'll have to. Some more rotten tomato cans are gonna explode.
Holy cabooses, how do you know?
Because I'm going to light this candle. Under them, of course. It'll make such a stink in the smell the customers won't be able to come in for 24 hours. That'll get us an evening off. Barnaby, we're going to go to New York City. We're going to live. We're going to have adventure. We're going to spend money. We're going to have a good meal. And we might even get arrested.
Holy cabooses.
And Barnaby, one more thing. We're not coming back to Yonkers until we've each kissed a girl.
Cornelius, you can't do that. You don't know any girls.
I'm 33 years old and I've got to begin sometime.
I'm only 17. It isn't so urgent for me.
Barnaby, New York City. The lights of Broadway. The elevated trains. The stuffed whale at Barnum's Museum.
A stuffed whale?
Uh-huh, what do you say, Barnaby?
Yes, Cornelius, yes!
Well, let's go!
Well, there's nothing for us to do but find you gainful employment. I know what I'll do. I'll get you a job. Do you dance?
I'm an artist, Mrs. Levi. I paint.
Well, then, in that case, my card.
Mrs. Dolly Levi, artist taught how to dance.
Yes. There is a gentleman in New York City that I want you to meet. His name is Rudolph Reisenweber of the Harmonia Gardens restaurant. I will give you a note for him, and he will enter you two in the dance competition this very night. The winner wins 1 week's engagement and a solid gold cup. Oh, the cups we won, Ephraim and me.
Hold on, Mrs. Levi. No fiance of mine is setting foot in a cafe. And don't mind me saying that I'm surprised that you have acquaintances in a place like that.
Acquaintances? Oh, no, not acquaintances. Dear friends of days gone by. Oh, when I think of how Ephraim lived, why, he found life anywhere he could. Cafes, ballrooms, why, even in theaters. No, even when times were hard, every Saturday night, like clockwork, down the stairs we came, Ephraim and me.
It's all very well to come down like clockwork, Mrs. Levi, but you're asking Ermengarde to work there.
Work isn't that bad, my dear. It's all right. It's all right. It's the only way that we can convince your uncle, Mr. Vandergelder, of the properness of this whole situation. Now, I'll tell you what to do. I want you to tell Rudolph that Dolly's coming back and to reserve a table for 2 and a chicken for 8 o'clock tonight. Let's go make our plans.
All right, Cornelius, those ones are fine. Now, get up out of there and let's... All right, Cornelius. Whoa! Holy caboose! I can smell it all the way up here!
Barnaby, put your coat on. We're going to New York City. Out there, there's a world outside of yonders. Way out there beyond this hick town, Barnaby. There's a slick town, Barnaby. Out there, full of shine and full of sparkle. Close your eyes and see it glisten, Barnaby. Listen, Barnaby. Come on, are you ready? Let's go. Put on your Sunday clothes. There's lots of world out there. Pull out your brilliantine and dime cigar. We're gonna find adventure in the evening air. Girls in white in a perfume night where the lights are bright as the stars. Put on your Sunday clothes, we're gonna ride through town in one of those new horse-drawn open cars. We'll see the shows at Delmonico's, and we'll close the town in a whirl, and we won't come home until we kiss our girl.
On Sunday clothes when you feel down and out. Just we can have your picture too. turn. Now let me see. Mr. Hackle, Mr. Tucker, don't forget I ring the Minnie. Just don't say a word that it was me. Now, all aboard!
May he rest in peace wherever he is. I'm not sure he was such a passion, you know. Anyway, it's all too much with old husbands, new marriages, and on top of all that, Miss Mortimer's returning this hat for the third time. She says she wants more cherries and feathers. More cherries and feathers to catch a bow, I suppose. Although if you ask me, she'll bear with a nice heavy veil. I told her, ribbons down the back is what we'll be wearing this summer to catch a gentleman's eye. But she'll have none of it. Cherries and feathers she wants. And on today, of all days, when poor dear sweet Mrs. Malloy has enough on her mind. What with
what, Minnie?
With the door, it's stuck.
Oh my, it's stuck. Well then let's push. Together.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, I didn't ask you that. I'd rather die on the rack than ask you such a personal question. But as long as you did bring it up.
I am marrying Horace Vandegelder for one reason, and one reason alone, Minnie, is to get out of this millinery business. I hate hats.
Mrs. Malloy.
Oh, and I can no longer stand being suspected of being a wicked woman, and nothing to show for it.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy.
Well, don't protest, Minnie. All millineresses are suspected of being wicked women. Why, that's why I can't go into restaurants, or into balls, or into theaters. Why, that's all the proof they need. Take my word for it, Minnie. Either I marry Horace Vandegelder, or I burn this shop down and burst out of here like a fire engine. Oh, no. Not Miss Mortimer again.
Miss Mortimer, don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Oh, you leave it be, Minnie. I'm wearing this hat myself.
You're without that hat.
Is it? Well, who knows who may wander into this shop today? And provocative may be just what I want to be. I'll be wearing ribbons down my back this summer. Blue
So if someone special comes my way this summer, he might notice me passing by. And so I'll try to make it easier to find me in the stillness of July, because a breeze might blow a rainbow up behind me that might happen to catch the gentleman's eye. And he might smile and take me by the hand this summer, making me recall how lovely love can be. And so I will proudly wear ribbons down my back, shining in my hand, that he might notice me. And so I will proudly wear ribbons down my back, shining in my hand, that he might notice me.
Mrs. Moore, now, wild horses couldn't make me ask the question I'm about to ask. But I'm going to ask it anyhow. Do you love Horace Vandergelder?
Oh, no, I don't, Minnie. Oh, Peter Malloy. Oh, God rest him. He was my fair share of loving. I am not saying that I was shortchanged. It's just that, Minnie, once is enough when it's true love. And that it was. Why, Minnie, why, there's men staring at the shop. Men! Why, I do believe they mean to come in here.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, what do we do?
Do? Why, we're going to flirt with them, of course. I'll give you the short one.
Mrs. Malloy, with all that talk about love.
Oh, love enough I've had, Minnie. It's a bit of adventure I could do with now. Now listen, we'll get them all heated up, and then we'll drop them cold. It'll be good practice for married life. Now, you know, I've got some ways we can spruce up our appearances and make it a little easier for us to, you know, and a little weight may make
Did you
them...
say vamp, I'll scream.
I do like that tall one.
Barnaby, we'll get an adventure out of this yet. We walked all over the big city of New York, and then we come to the quietest street in town, and suddenly...
Vandergelder!
Is he out there?
Yes, he's sitting right on that bench. Cornelius, are you sure this is an adventure?
Listen, Barnaby, when you're in one, you'll know it. Listen, how much money you got left?
Oh, I don't know. Let me see. 50 cents for dinner, 50 cents for the train back, and 40 cents to see the whale.
$1.40.
Not much. Why?
Listen, when those ladies come out, we'll have to pretend to be customers. Customers, that's it. We're two wealthy gentlemen about town looking to buy some hats for some ladies. That way we won't have to spend any money. Good afternoon, Mrs.
Malloy.
Cornelius Hackle here.
Barnaby Tucker here.
Oh, my pleasure, gentlemen. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, you see, we're two hats about town looking for some ladies to Malloy with.
No, we're ladies looking for hats to Malloy with.
No. We want to buy a hat for a lady, of course.
course, and, everyone said to go to Mrs. Malloy's because she's so pretty. I mean, her hats are so pretty.
And so reasonable as under $1 would still leave us enough to see the whale.
You have to pay him no mind, ma'am. He's all excited we come all the way to Yonkers to see the whale. Why don't you keep your eye out the window? Maybe it'll pass by.
Is it big and black with mean, beady little red eyes?
Yes?
It's sitting right on that bench.
Did you say Yonkers, Mr. Hackle?
Why, yes, and I would love to show you and Mr. Malloy Yonkers.
Oh, I'm a widow, Mr. Hackle.
Barnaby, she's a widow! Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure Mr. Malloy would have loved Yonkers in that hat. I mean on you, of course, not on him. God rest his soul. And you know, I'll bet you're Catholic, aren't you? Well, don't let that worry you. I'd be more than willing to change. And, you know, by the way, if you should ever have a Sunday free, I mean, in the afternoon, I'd be more than happy to show you Yonkers from top to bottom. You bet your buttons.
Well, perhaps I may be there sooner than you think.
Oh, really?
Well, you see, I have a friend who lives in Yonkers.
Do you?
Oh, you may know him.
Maybe we do.
Oh, it's so silly to ask
go
in
ahead.
cases like this. But his name is Mr. Vandergelder.
Horace Vandergelder?
A Vandergelder's hand feed.
You know him?
Oh, no!
You know, Mr. Vandergelder is a substantial man and well-liked, they tell me.
Well, he knows a lot of people, but he only has one problem as far as I know. He's hard as nails.
Cornelius,
Look at Mrs. Malloy.
Now, wait a minute.
We'll explain later.
Oh, why, Mr. Heckle. Well, Mr. Tucker, now you come out of there this very minute, or I will have to, and I will be forced to. Mr. Vandergelder.
Mrs. Malloy, I don't suppose you've seen Dolly Levi, have you? She was supposed to meet me on this bench out front 10 minutes ago. When I make an appointment with someone, I expect them to be on time. Oh, here's a present for you. Chocolate-covered peanuts, unshelled. That's the expensive kind.
Why, thank
Say, walking back and forth, did I happen to see a couple of men in the store a moment ago?
Men, Mr. Vandergelder, now really, what would men be doing in a ladies' hat shop? I am so anxious for you to see my workroom.
I've already seen it.
Well, so you did. Well, I hear you have 3 friends, all hard as nails.
What?
I mean,
What on earth are you talking about?
Yonkers. I hear it's a beautiful city.
And may I ask who's been telling you about Yonkers, Mrs. Malloy?
Nobody. A friend.
A friend?
A customer. He came.
Did you say he? You have a friend in Yonkers?
Well, he came in here to buy hats for ladies, Mr. Vandergelder, and oh, you may know him. Oh, it's so silly to ask in cases like that. Well, his name is Mr. Cornelius Hackle.
Hackle? Did you say Cornelius Hackle?
Why, yes.
He only happens to be my chief clerk, that's all. He's an idiot.
Oh.
I demand an explanation.
Well,
And I'm going to give it to you. Yes. Why shouldn't she know Cornelius Hackle? Everyone knows Cornelius Hackle. He's up here at the opera, in all the finest homes. Why, he's at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant 3 times a week.
It can't be. He's only got $146.35, and I have that in my safe.
You're killing me, Mr. Vandergelder. Why, he is one of the Hackles. They built the canal.
What canal?
The ear.
Panama.
A boat.
It can't be the same man, I tell you. He sleeps in my feed store.
Who was it that took the carriages out of Jenny Lynn's, horses out of Jenny Lynn's carriage and rode her all over town? Cornelius Hackle. Who was it that dressed up like a waiter at the Fifth Avenue Hotel and dropped an oyster down Lady Astor's? Oh, I really couldn't say, but it was Cornelius Hackle. Now, Irene, admit it, you were taken with him just as everyone else is.
Oh, now really, Dolly, I only saw him once.
That's all
Of
right,
course.
dear.
One of the...
Not now, Minnie.
Is there a man in that closet?
It's too dangerous, Mr. Vandergelder. I can't allow.
Dangerous?
Much too dangerous.
Any man who hides in the ladies' closet does not frighten me. Stand aside.
Oh, stand aside indeed. I'm sure that you would make quick work of any man. Why, with those muscles under that jacket, I can just see them rippling back and forth, ripple, ripple, ripple.
Well, Dolly Levi, for the last time, I said stand aside.
Stand aside indeed. That's what the courts will ask when you are accused of entering that closet without a search warrant. I mean, if we do not stand for the laws of this great land, what do we stand for? I know what I stand for. I stand for motherhood, America, and a hot lunch for orphans. Take off your hat, sir. They ride on the hill at Jericho. Beat the great triumphal arch. If you see him lose, he's marching through the grain of last Saturday. March.
Has this not affected you, sir? I came from a country that oppressed my people, and I must echo the words of a great American patriot,
Moses!
Moses?
I stand for motherhood, America, and a hot lunch for orphans. Take off your hat, sir. There's a tear-stained eagle passing. Do you see him on the bridge at Waterloo? In the great triumphal march. Do you hear him singing Dixie in the sugar cane? Stand up and march, march, march. I stand for motherhood, America, and a hot lunch. I regret that I was like buried for the flag is flying. Do you see what my on the bridge at Waterloo?
Yes, sir. I catch that Cherokee now. Oh, nurses, you got help. Hallelujah.
Stand and march, march, march. 4 years ago.
March, march, march. March, march. Stab the torpedoes, full speed ahead. March, march, march. So you see, Mr. Vandergelder. Oh, yes. And so you see, Mr. Vandergelder, there really is no way at all that any man could be hiding inside of this closet. God bless you.
Mrs. Malloy?
All right, Mr. Vandergelder. There is a man in the closet.
Uh-huh.
And another one behind the counter.
What? What's...
Well, but there also happens to be a very simple explanation. But for the present, good afternoon.
Oh, yes, yes. I can see it now, Mr. Vandergelder. There are men crawling all over the room. Yes, yes. I suppose you will still be meeting me at the same time this afternoon.
Yes, indeed you will. I intend calling on a certain young lady who will be riding a float at the end of the parade.
Yes.
Good afternoon, Mrs. Malloy.
Good afternoon.
Mrs. Malloy, we can explain everything.
Mr. Hackle. Mr. Tucker.
Oh.
Now you two need the pleasure of leaving my shop immediately, or I will be forced to call Officer Goggerty.
Oh, not an officer of the law. Oh, no. The law courts is where these two gentlemen belong. I have been adding up the offenses that they have committed, and they have committed at least 2 habeas corpuses, 1 compos mentis, and a garnishee. Now, it is very important to show the courts that you have tried a reconciliation. Have dinner with them. Oh,
Dinner?
Now really, Dolly, is that necessary?
Oh, Irene, that's how it's done in the courts. Dinner first, garnishee later.
Mr. Hackle, Mr. Tucker, you may take myself and Miss Faith to dinner.
Oh, Mrs. Malloy, we'd love to take you there, and I speak for Barnaby when I say we'd love to take you to the restaurant at the railroad station.
Now
thought the Harmonia Gardens is good enough for your fashionable friends. It's good enough for us. Oh, Minnie, I heard they have a lovely
Let's go there. It's not the money or anything like that. It's the
whale.
Yes, it's the whale. No, it's not the whale, Barnaby. It's the dancing. They have a dancing in a place like that. Exhibition contest.
dancing.
I don't know how to dance. It would take me days, weeks, months, years to
Mr.
learn.
Hackle, my card.
Miss Dolly Levi, 33-year-old chief clerks, pop to dance.
Would you, little ladies, beautiful as you are, perhaps you'd like to just freshen up before we leave?
We'll go spruce up our appearances, Dolly.
Yes. Oh, Mr. Hackle, just give me 5 minutes of your time and I'll have you dancing in the street.
Oh, it's no use. I have no sense of rhythm.
Absolutely no sense of rhythm is the #1 requirement for the Dolly Levi Gallagher method of dancing. Now, it is very simple. I think that we'll start with lesson 7, the waltz kick turn. Very simple. This is how you do it. Follow along. Right foot touch, left foot touch, over, around, behind, touch, through, over, release, unfurl. When I think of the women who find romance in your arms, let's start with lesson 1. Put your hand on her waist and stand with her right in your left hand and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Look, I'm dancing. I was.
Well, of course you were, Mr. Hackle. When the someone whose arms you're in, hold on to her tight and spin. And 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Look, I'm dancing.
Turn around and turn around, try floating through the air. Could you be a little more aesthetic?
Don't you think my dancing has a rhythm and a flair?
The word I think I'd use is athletic.
Well, my heart is about to burst. My head is about to pop. And now that I'm dancing, who cares if I ever stop? Look at me, everybody. I'm pretty sport.
Your turn, Mr. Tucker. First you step, and then glide, and
And everyone, stand aside.
Go, Barnaby, go! He's dancing!
you could learn to tango if you took a week or 2, or to dance the tango with passion singing.
I might join the chorus of the Castle Garden show.
For goodness sakes, keep bleeding.
Well, my heart is about to burst. My head is about
wish you were closer to me. Remember that he can be near to you while you're dancing. Though you've only just said hello, he's suddenly someone who can make all your daydreams appear to you while you're dancing. Make the music weave a spell, whirl away your worries. Things look only twice as well when they're slightly blurry. When your mind is about to burst, but it has reached the top. And now that we're dancing, who cares if we ever stop? 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Now that we're dancing, who cares if we ever stop?
Mrs. Rose, how are you?
Oh, I'm just as the same as I've always been.
But 1 year older.
Okay. I've got these aches in my back and pains in my sides and stabs in my liver. So I'm fine.
Oh, and your little daughter. How is your little daughter?
Oh, she got married here last September.
Your daughter married?
Yes.
Oh, doesn't time go by fast?
Oh, yeah, she's been away too long, Mrs. Levi.
A long, long time.
A very, very long time, Mrs. Levi.
Well, goodbye and take care of your liver.
Oh, I will. Oh, Dolly. Cornelius has taken us to the 14th Street Parade. Oh, come with us, Dolly.
Irene, you're weeping.
Oh, Dolly, the world is full of so many wonderful things. Come with us.
Oh, I will, but you run on ahead and I'll join you.
Okay.
Ephraim, let go of me. It's been long enough. For years now, I've locked the door, let out the cat, before I locked the door. Made myself a room toddy and thanked heavens that I was independent, that no one's life was mixed up with mine. But Ephraim, I'm tired. I'm tired of living from hand to hand. The other day, an oak leaf fell out of my Bible. I put it there the day you asked me to marry you. It was a perfectly good oak leaf, but without color and without life. And suddenly I realized that I was like that oak leaf. And so, Ephraim, I'm going to get married again. I'm going to join the human race. And I want you to give me away. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna go and taste Saturday's high life. Before the parade passes by, I'm gonna go put some life back into my life. I'm ready to move out in front. I've had enough of just getting by life. With the rest of them, with the best of them, I'm gonna hold my head up high. 'Cause I got a goal again, I gotta drive again. I'm gonna feel myself coming alive again. Before the parade passes by. Look at the crowd up ahead. Listen and hear that brass harmony growing. Look at the crowd up ahead. Pardon me if my old tear is showing. All of that light over there seems to telling me where
passes by. Kiss me if that grass are really growing. When the rain passes by, let me think my old spirit is showing. All of those lights over there seem to be telling me where I'm going. When the whistles blow and the cymbals crash and the sparklers light the sky, I'm gonna raise the roof, I'm gonna carry on. Give me an old trombone, give me an old baton before the parade.
Dolly, Ernestina Bunning, she's everything you said and more. She's gorgeous. She's met. I'm Horace Van de Gelder. Ernest, Miss Money? Dolly, what? What's the meaning? What is going on?
A last-minute substitution. Miss Money had a very important business engagement. They ran a little short at the mint, and she's over helping out with the money. She's arranged for me to have you meet her at the Harmonia Gardens restaurant tonight at 8.
The Harmonia Gardens? That's only the most expensive restaurant in the city.
Oh, and well, it should be. What food! And the fastest waiters in town. Yes, indeed. I might be a little late, but you will recognize Ernestina right off. She'll be wearing a bright pumpkin orange dress with a pink boa and singing an old-fashioned song, Sweet Rosie O'Grady.
Very well.
You couldn't miss her for the world.
I'll be there. You're not doing too good with arranging my introductions. But I'll be there only because I already paid for the introduction. But I want you to understand this. From this moment on, you are hereby discharged as my marriage broker. From now on, you're just another woman like anyone else.
Ephraim, he's as good as mine.
Oh, we've loved looking at the lights of the 14th Street for the past 4 hours. But if we're to get to the Harmonia Gardens on time, we best call a hack.
Oh, no, we can't do that. It's not the money or anything like that. It's just really elegant. People never take cash.
Tax is out.
That's right. They all go by streetcar.
Oh, yes, they all do. Diamond, Jim Morgan, J.P. Vanderbilt.
Why, by all means, a streetcar.
Now to just think I've been elegant all my life and I never even knew it.
Of course, if you really want to be elegant,
Oh, we do.
you walk. Yes, New York, it's really us, Barnaby and Cornelius.
All the guests of Mr. Hackle are feeling great and look spectacular.
What a knack there is to that acting like a born aristocrat. We've got elegance. If you ain't got elegance, you can
all who are well-bred agree many thing has pedigree.
Exercise your wildest wits tonight. We are out with diamond gins tonight. What they be misleading us.
Silver spoons were used for feeding us. We got elegance if you ain't got elegance.
You can never ever carry it off.
Middle class, don't speak of it, savoir-faire.
We reek of it. Some were born with rags and patches, but we use dollar bills for matches and
Vanderbilts, countdowns to us.
J.P. Morgan scrapes and bows to us. We got elegance if you ain't got elegance.
Have you noticed when I hold my cup, the saucer never moves?
and the way I keep my pinky up into a lovely bruise.
We've got elegance, we've got built in elegance and with elegance, we'll carry it on.
Oh, look, Minnie, they're counting their money. Isn't that just like the rich? Mr. Hackle, would you like to escort us in?
Oh, yes, Mrs. Malloy Barnaby. Mrs. Malloy,
Yes, Mr. Hackle. Yes, Mr. Hackle.
may I put my arm around you? I've never held a lady before.
Why, yes, Mr. Hackle. But remember, a corset is a corset.
I don't want to be on the stage. I just want to get married.
Now, you heard what Mrs. Levi said. This is the only way we can show your uncle that we mean business. Now, can you weep a little faster? You're throwing me off step. Faster! That's it!
Sweet Rosie O'Grady, my sweet little rose.
Excuse me, I'm looking for a...
Miss Money? That's me.
Oh, I can't wait till I talk to Dolly Levi.
It is my order as head waiter of the Harmonia Gardens restaurant. Would you, Supreme Commander, that tonight, of all nights, our usual lightning fast service will be twice as lightning as ever, or else. I trust you're finding this table satisfactory, sir. The private private dining rooms do cost a bit more, but they afford a better view of the entertainment.
Cornelius, we've only got $1.40.
Are you sure? Count it again.
Prepare yourself for a big night, Minnie. You're out with two of New York's best-known sports.
Cornelius, I did count wrong. There's only $1.35. Should I count it again?
No, don't. We can't afford it.
I'm going to order everything on this menu. Waiter!
So, I have told you before, you will have to move. This table is reserved for Mrs. Levi und Potty.
And who do you think I am? Only as Horace band together and party, she's in my party, I ain't in hers.
Mr. Vandergatter, of course. It's just that Mrs. Levi never mentioned anything about you bringing
My personal physician. That's enough rouge, Doctor.
But Mrs. Levi only ordered a chicken for two.
Chicken? Chicken's expensive.
Und pâté maison, salad du jour, and pomme soufflé.
Why didn't you tell me this was an Oriental establishment? We'll bring us 2 bowls of rice. Now get out. Miss Money, I understand you carry large sums in your belt.
Yeah. $2, only it's my God.
Miss Money, please. Please.
Oh, Cornelius, it's sweet of you to worry about our reputation. But Minnie and I, we don't care who sees us tonight. Well, what have you decided, Minnie?
Oh, I couldn't have anything at these prices. I just couldn't.
Great Grinderstones, what a sensible girl. Waiter, we'll take 4 glasses of beer, a loaf of yesterday's bread, and some cheese.
Yesterday's bread. Oh, Cornelius, now I know how you keep half of New York in stitches. Minnie, have you ever eaten pheasant?
Pheasant!
Now, let us listen to us the rice comes. Waiter! Order some roast second pig with chestnuts, oyster stuffing, cheese fondue, and some plain fingers. Plain fingers, we're gonna have to show!
Miss Money, please.
Oh, Cornelius, it's sweet of you to worry about our digestion, but I'm sure that the pheasants are fresh. Waiter! We'll have 4 pheasants and a nice red wine.
Wait a minute. No wine?
No wine?
Champagne! Champagne! Barnaby, we only live once in life. Yeah, champagne and hothouse peaches and Neapolitan ice cream and Barnaby, give a nickel to the band leader. I want to hear 2 wild roses while we dine.
Hey, this is not bad, isn't it? Let's dance!
The Vandergelters don't dance, Miss Money. We're Presbyterian.
All right, I'll dance myself. Give the vendor $2, will you, and tell him to play something refined. I'm going to do the hoochie coochie. All right, Cornelius, I will send for the band leader. I promise you won't order anything else.
Here, I'll find the band leader and have him play a nice waltz for us. Hey, boy! Give this to the band leader and have him play a nice waltz, will you? Miss Money! Miss Money! Wait a minute! Wait! Miss Money, please!
2 more pheasants,
My
please!
purse! My purse! That's my purse! Miss Money?
This is my wallet. I know it's mine because it's only got $1, 3 dimes, 5
Let's get some air.
walk in the know. Up pulls a carriage and out steps a lady with long blonde hair and the biggest handbag I've ever seen.
It is! It's Mrs. Levi. She's back!
Rudolph, it's true. I heard somebody laughing outside the kitchen window and it sounded like...
Fritz, tell the man she just stepped out of a carriage. Line up, you idiots!
Hello, Harry. Well, hello, Louie. It's so nice to be back home where I belong. Aha, you're looking swell, Daddy. I can tell, Manny, you're still growing. You're still glowing, you're still going strong. I feel the room swaying, 'cause the band's playing my old favorite song from way back when. Fellas, find me a vacant lab, fellas. Dolly, I'll never go away again.
Well, hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to have you back where you belong.
Could help anymore.
Girlie, scummy girlie. Oh, Dolly Levi. Look, What are you doing? You're half an hour late, and I demand an explanation of that.
Ernestina.
Exactly.
Ernestina, whom I trusted.
She wanted to do the hoochie coochie.
Oh, she always was artistic, Horace. But I do hope that you've gotten our table in the proper place down front where we can see the competition.
Yes.
Oh, I'm so upset by all of this. I couldn't eat a thing. What have you ordered?
Chicken, just what you wanted.
Chicken? Oh, I don't think I could eat a chicken, not after what's happened, not chicken.
Anything with feathers, I agree. Cancel the chicken.
Yes, and bring a turkey with all the trimmings. Oh,
What?
there she is.
What?
Hello, my dear. How is your mother?
Well, didn't you hear?
Oh, no, I didn't.
She passed away over a year ago.
Oh, I'm so sorry. But just look at you. Beautiful dress. It's you.
Thank you. And you haven't changed a bit.
Thank you.
What are you? Do you know those people?
Never met them before in my life.
That's the trouble with you. Always butting your nose in where it doesn't belong. Always want to know everything about everybody. Anybody who married you would be as nervous as a cat.
What did you say?
I said anybody who married you would be as nervous as a cat.
Horace Vandergelder, you get that idea right out of your head. I want you to know I have no intention of marrying you ever.
You misunderstood me.
Well, I certainly do hope not. You go your way, and I'll go mine. I'm not some Dolly Malloy whose head can be turned with a box of chocolate-coated peanuts. I'm surprised you'd suggest such a thing.
You misunderstood me, Dolly.
I certainly do hope not. After all, if I were going to marry again, it would be to a much more fun-loving man than you are. But here's our food. I'll serve Mr. Vandergelder, Rudolph.
I'm not hungry.
Here, let's see. Oh, yes, some turkey, some lovely white meat. Here you go, Horace.
I'm not hungry.
Yes. And inasmuch as you brought the subject up, there is one thing I want to say before we drop the whole thing.
I didn't bring anything up.
Go right ahead and drink that wine, Horace. You'll feel better in a minute. Yes, one more thing I want to say. It is true. I do like to know everything that's going on. I do like to manage things, but I wouldn't want to manage anything as out of control as your household. You'll have to do that for yourself, heaven helping you.
What are you? It's not out of control.
And what I want to reiterate right here is that, Horace, anyone as unfriendly, cantankerous, and quarrelsome as you are would be no sort of companion to me. Here, have some beets. They're good.
I don't like beets.
That's nice. No, Horace. No. You would think that anyone your age would enjoy knowing the honest truth.
My age? My age? You're always bringing up my age.
Well, I don't know what age that is, but back in Yonkers with bad temper and bad food, you're going to double it in 6 months. Here, have some more beets. They're good.
I don't like beets. I hate beets.
That's nice. No, really, if the truth were known, you can be a very gracious, a very charming man, very amiable if you wanted to be.
I don't want to be a charming man. I want to stay just the way I am.
But look at you. You can't help yourself. You are. Now sit down, Horace. And there is one more thing I want to say.
Don't say it. If you think that I'm going to ask you to marry me, never.
Well, I suppose you want me to ask you. Well, I'm turning you down, Horace.
How can you turn me down when I haven't asked you anything?
There's no need to argue about it. I've made up your mind. Here, let me cut your wings. Let me cut your wings, Horace.
I don't want my wings cut.
No man does, Horace. No man does.
I've got a headache. I'm going to my room.
But you can't. The competition hasn't started yet. There's someone I want you to see.
I don't hear 2 wild rose from the band. I'm gonna go check that out.
Here's some money to pay for the food. 20. Wait a minute. There's only $1, 3 dimes, 5 pennies, and a button. This is not my purse.
Well, Barnaby, that water you found.
It must be Vandergelder's. We better go.
What am I going to
Miss
do?
Elmboy has been a perfectly wonderful eating, but we're gonna have to go.
I'm sure they're going to win the Gold Cup.
They don't know me here. Stop eating that food. I can't pay for it.
Minnie, is that a polka? Oh, I just want one dance.
Can't imagine you without your purse, Horace.
And Vandergelder's sitting right there. We've got to go.
Taka! Herman God! Dolly Levi, what's going on? You're behind all of this.
Miss Vandigan, we can explain everything.
I don't want any explanation. You're fired.
Fritz, call an officer. I want this man arrested.
You can't do that.
I'll see you in court.
I'll go to court, Dolly
Come with
Levi.
me now.
I'm out.
Quiet!
What are we gonna do?
Quiet! Quiet! Shut up, please! Now, you're all charged with disturbing the peace, inciting to a riot, and assault and battery. Is there anyone here to speak in your defense?
Yes.
I said, is there anyone here to speak in your defense?
My card, Your Honor.
Dolly Levi, counselor at law.
Your Honor, the defense rests.
What?
No, there is no need to call witnesses. Not when I see, seated at that bench, a man whose brow gleams with honor, a man whose nose glows like a beacon of justice. Would you turn your nose, just, yes, so that the people can see your beacon. Now we know what stands for the motto of this great country of ours. E proboscis unum. No, Your Honor. I only want to ask justice for my clients and that they be released. And that a verdict of guilty be given to the only true culprit in this matter, Horace Vandergelder of Yonkers, New York.
Dolly Levi.
He tore my curtain, he bruised my better, and he bent my gold cup.
And bringing harm and unhappiness to a minor. Could you do that again, dear, louder?
Mrs. Levi, may I say something?
Oh, Mr. Hackle, I was about to call on you.
Cornelius Hackle, you testify against me and I'll fire you.
You've already done that.
I'll do it again.
You've done that too. I don't know much about inciting to riot or disturbing the peace, but I do know if I hadn't had an evening off tonight, the most wonderful thing that can ever happen to a man may never have happened to me. And that's love.
What? You mean to tell me that after 33 years, you take an evening off and fall in love?
Well, it didn't just happen in an evening. It was less than that. It was less than an hour. No, it was less than that. It was less than a minute. What's less than a minute?
A second.
No, less than that.
A moment.
A moment, that's it. It only takes a moment for your eyes to meet, and then your heart knows in a moment you will never be alone again. I held her for an instant, but my arms felt safe and strong. It only takes a moment to be loved a whole life long. Isn't the world full of wonderful things? There I was, stuck in Yonkers, New York for years and years, and all the time wonderful people like Mrs. Malloy were walking around, and I didn't even know it. Well, I don't know if you all can see from where you're standing, for instance, the way her eye and her cheek and her forehead all come together here. Can you? I tell you, a woman is the greatest creation of God on earth. You can take the pyramids or Niagara Falls, well, they're not in it at all. Today I met a woman equal of equal. Well, I've met women before, but none like today. You know, women are really mysterious, too. I bet you can know a woman for 100 years and never really know if she liked you or not. Today, I've lost so many things. My job, my future, my career. But I don't care.
Even if I have to be a ditch digger for the rest of my life, at least I'll be a ditch digger who once had a wonderful day.
He held me for an instant, but his arms felt safe and strong. It only takes a moment to be loved all life long.
And that is all that life's about.
And we'll recall when time runs out.
That
It only took a moment to be loved all life
Dismissed. You're all dismissed. We can all go except for Horace Vandergiller, Yonkers, New York. You're all dismissed. Go, run free, my children.
Well, Horace, there you have it. There's your life. Without niece, without clerks, without a bride, without your purse. Well, Horace, there's only one more thing I have to say.
Don't say it. I'm still not going to ask you to marry me. Never. Never in a million years.
That wasn't what I was going to say.
What?
I was going to say goodbye.
What?
Goodbye.
What do you mean, goodbye?
Goodbye. 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 Horace, don't try to stop me, please. Come, sit down. I have a thing or two to say to you. Wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie. You ain't gonna see me anymore. And when you discover that your life is dreary, don't you come a-knocking at my door. 'Cause I'll be all dolled up and singing this song that says you dog, I told you so. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie, dearie, should have said so long ago. Because you treated me so rotten and rough, I've had enough of feeling low. So wave your little hand and whisper so long, dearie, dearie, should have said so long ago. I can hear that choo-choo calling me home to a fancy new address. And I can feel that choo-choo calling me on for the Happiness Express. I'm gonna learn to dance the street and smoke a cigarette. I'm going as far away from campus as a girl can get. And Horace, on those cold winter nights, you can snuggle up to your cash register. It's a little lumpy, but it rings ding dong. Come and knock at my door, 'cause I'll be all dolled up and
Dolly, I wouldn't marry you if you were the last woman on earth. Not if you asked me 1,000,000 times. I didn't need you then. I don't need you now. You go your way, and I'll go mine. Dolly, what a woman.
Mr. Vandegelder!
Oh, it's one of the Hackles. Come crawling back for your job, have you?
Well, no, Sir Ax, I came for my $165.35, you see, since you no longer want me working in your store, I decided to go into business for myself.
Huh?
Right across the street from you, Mr. Vandegelder.
So, you think you can compete with Vandegelders, do you? You go ahead and try. Oh, it's the idiot apprentice. Want your job back?
Well, no. I just want my back salary for the past 4 months. $6.42.
You can't do this to me, either one of you. I'll take you to court. I'll get the lawyers. I'll hang you out to dry.
What are you all doing back here?
We've come to get Cornelius's money, Dolly. $146.
And 35 cents.
Plus $6.42 of mine.
Oh, and don't forget the money Mama left me. $56.48.
38 cents.
48, Uncle.
All right. That's all you can think of at this time is money. I'll give it to you when we get back to Yonkers. Now get out! Money, get out!
Thank you, Mr. Vandegelder.
That's all they can think of. By the time I give them back the money they got coming to them, it's nothing compared to what I'm spending to have the entire store redone in blue wallpaper.
Did you say blue wallpaper?
Yes?
Thank you, Ephraim.
I know the old wallpaper's still good. Well, there's a young man who just opened up a wallpaper shop in Yonkers, and he needs a fresh start. You see, Dolly, I've always looked at money like this, pardon the expression. It's kind of like manure. Not any good unless you spread it around. Helps young things grow.
Yes. Oh, Horace, I came back to fulfill my obligation. I feel that you're not entirely happy with Ernestina, and there is another name, another woman I have on my list that would make you the perfect wife.
Nope. If I want the perfect wife, I'll go and find her on my own. If I want the ideal wife, I'll find her on my own. I don't need you to do it. I've already found the perfect woman. That's you, damn it.
If that's a proposal, I accept. And if I'm going to be the next Mrs. Vandegelder, I don't think it's wise for you to let Cornelius build a store right across the street. That would be bad for our business. No, I think that you should take Cornelius back, make him a full partner.
Partner?
Yes, and then you can give his job to Barnaby so that we can all be together to dance at your niece Ermengarde's wedding.
Now you've gone... Dance? Now you've gone too far. I don't know how to dance. It'd take weeks, months, years.
Oh, I'll teach you, Horace. I'll teach you how to dance and anything else you want to know.
Well, you know, earlier when you came down those steps, they were singing that song. Could you teach me to sing, too?
Oh, yes, Horace.
I like that song. Hello, Dolly. Well, hello, Dolly. It's so nice to have you here where you belong. I'll let her do the singing.
You're looking swell, Dolly. I can tell, Dolly. You're still growing, you're still growing, you're still going strong. I feel the room swaying 'cause the band